Okay. I do invite Mile to take up her position. Mile is from Bank of Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to let you know that now the stage is speaking mathematics and money. Does it look that? Yes. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's rise for the anthems and the prayer. And I request my colleagues to give the microphone to the Vice Chancellor of St. Joseph's to give us an opening prayer. The anthems in the order of Uganda, East Africa, and MoFPED. Let's rise. Once again, welcome to the university as we launch the PEDEC project, Mbarara University of Science and Technology Policy and Economic Data Center, the first of the kind that is going to bring together researchers in terms of data collection and innovation. Oh, Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free, for liberty, together we'll always stand. The East African anthem, please.
Mungu twaomba unilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tulilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Let us pray. God, our Creator, we want to thank you for creating us in your own image. You created us so that we can transform this world with the knowledge you gave us for the benefit of humanity. Today we are here this morning in a special way to officially open the must policy and economic data by our guest of honor, Mr. Ramathan Ggoobi, PS Minister of Finance and Economic Planning. We thank the government of Uganda for the support it has given to MUST to have this center. May this center be usefully used for research, insightful data analysis, and strategic knowledge dissemination that will support decision-making in this country and for the benefit of all humanity and academia. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Let's take our seats. Our chief guest, Mr. Ramathan Ggoobi, the PSST. Allow me to welcome you to Mbarara University of Science and Technology, where success is not an option but a must. Our chief guest, Madam Vice Chancellor, we are delighted that today is a great day, the 7th of August, in the 8th month of 2025, hosting a high-profile delegate from the Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Development. Let's give him a round of applause. With his busy schedule, he has managed to give us time, and he's so passionate about research and the economy at large. Ladies and gentlemen, with Uganda's economic rapid expanding tremendously and sustainably with an inclusive manner, Honorable Matia Kasaija once said, I know what you're all thinking, it's not the plane, but he said, government aims at maintaining higher real economic growth rates at 7 to 10% as it undertakes the 10 folds of economic growth strategies. We talk of the ATMs, our chief guest, and these are agro-industrialization, tourism development, mineral development, science, technology, and innovation. Our chief guest, Mbarara University of Science and Technology, has zeroed to the latter, which is science, technology, and innovation. What we have today, the MoFPED, is a groundbreaking initiative set to revolutionize evidence-based research, local governance planning, and economic development across Uganda. With our partners, our chief guest, we aim at seeing that we shall have shared data, collaborative research, and above all, we shall have be consultants in terms of research and innovation. Without any further ado, our chief guest, allow me to take a salutation of the audience that you have today here. In no specific order, with the university protocol, allow me to welcome and recognize council members. Please, council members, university council members, stand up for recognition. Allow me to welcome the Senate members. The Vice Chancellor is everywhere, so she'll have to keep dancing, coming up. Yes, allow me to welcome the university top management here present. I told you the Vice Chancellor has to keep standing. Allow me to welcome students. Vice Chancellor, stay seated, please. The students of the university, postgraduate and undergraduate, please. We do have our partnering institutions. We have Bishop Stewart University here present, represented by the Vice Chancellor, Professor John Mugisha. Please stand up for recognition. Oh, sorry. St. Joseph's University. We do have Uganda University here present with us today. Makerere Business University. MOOBS, Makerere University of Business. MOOBS. Makerere University Business School. My apologies. Our chief guest, we do have local government here present. Please stand up for recognition. Yes, and the apple never falls far from the tree. Our PI is Dr. Benjamin Misita, and his family is here, the father and the mother. Let's recognize family for Benjamin Misita. Who separated them? Go for Bido. Yes, I'll continue with the salutation. The home faculty where Dr. Benjamin comes from, please stand up for recognition. Our chief guest. Our faculties are related and intertwined. Faculty of Medicine, please stand up for recognition. Okay, okay. Faculty of Science. Faculty of Applied Science and Technology. Our chief guests, those are the ones hosting us here today, the engineers. Faculty of Computing and Informatics, who have just received the building. Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies. Thank you so much for coming, and we welcome you. We shall continue. We have even innovators, and among those, we have CamTech and Farm Biotrack. Our chief guest, we have people who have worked tirelessly at the PEDEC project, and this is the steering committee of PEDEC. Please stand up for recognition. Having given the salutation, our chief guest, allow me now to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Pauline Byakika-Kibwika, to welcome you to the land of milk and honey, but to science, technology, and innovation. Thank you, Professor.
Good morning, everyone. Meeting and launch ceremony is not yet open, and therefore I'd like to request our chief guest to declare this launch ceremony open before I can give any remarks.
By the powers entrusted to me, I declare this event open.
Thank you very much, our chief guest. I will now go ahead to give my remarks. Our chief guest, the Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury, Mr. Ramathan Ggoobi. Our partners from Bank of Uganda, Uganda Revenue Authority, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and Uganda Investment Authority here present, distinguished government and local government leaders, our members of council represented here. I see Dr. Chisaka is here with us, and a few others. I saw Stella is also here. The vice chancellors from sister universities, from St. Joseph University, Bishop Stewart University, and Ibanda University. Members of the University Senate and top management present. The deans and directors of MUST. Our esteemed staff and students of MUST. Religious leaders present here with us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. It is my great pleasure this morning to welcome you to this momentous occasion when we witness yet another significant milestone in the life and history of Mbarara University of Science and Technology. That is the launch of the MUST Policy and Economic Data Center, abbreviated as MUST PEDEC. I want to thank you all for attending this event. In a special way, I welcome our chief guest, the PSST, Mr. Ramathan Ggoobi, to Mbarara University of Science and Technology. We are so honored by your presence today, and we are grateful for your continued support to Mbarara University of Science and Technology. Mbarara University of Science and Technology will celebrate her 36th birthday this year in October. And over the last 36 years, Mbarara University of Science and Technology has made tremendous growth. From a single faculty of medicine at the city campus to the current 6 faculties and the MUST Research Institute. The faculties include the Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Science, the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences, that is the reason we are here today, the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, the Faculty of Applied Sciences and Technology, and the Faculty of Computing and Informatics. Our chief guest, Mbarara University of Science and Technology, has a vibrant research and innovation ecosystem, and that is housed by the MUST Research Institute. This institute houses the Maternal, Newborn, and Child Health Institute, the Institute of Tropical Forest and Conservation, located in Bwindi Impenetrable Forest, the Center for Innovation and Technology Transfer, the Farm Biotechnology and Traditional Medicine Center, and the brand new one, which in my medical term we call a neonate, the MUST Policy and Economic Data Center that we are launching today. Early this year, I witnessed a simple, humble, and lone walk by a gentleman into my office. And this gentleman came in requesting for a brief consultation. He was so humble. And this was none other than Dr. Benjamin Musita. He presented this idea to me, and I said to him, "Bring me your concept for review." The teacher in me sprang up, and I asked him to bring the concept for review. A few days later, he came back with a concept, and I could see the enthusiasm on his face. I read the concept, and after reading it to the end, while he was seated in my office, I asked him, "Benjamin, what is the problem? What problem are you trying to address?" And he looked at me, and I asked him a second question. "What is the justification for what you're proposing?" He looked at me. We ended up having a discussion. We discussed, and after the discussion, I sent him back, and I told him, "Go and rewrite this concept. Include the problem statement and the justification." A few days later, he came back with a concept, this time indicating the problem he wanted to address and the justification for this. So here we are today, the back and forth transformed into the reason we are here this morning, the MUST Policy and Economic Data Center. Our chief guest, this is a sign of strong commitment and dedication by the staff of Mbarara University of Science and Technology. They are truly exceptional, and this dedication is passed on to our students. And it is vividly reflected in the outstanding quality of our alumni, who continue to carry the MUST flag high at both national and international levels. Today, we celebrate one of our own faculty, the brilliant mind behind this great initiative that we are launching today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to give a resounding applause to Dr. Benjamin Musita from the Department of Economics under the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences. I want to congratulate you, Dr. Benjamin Musita. Please stand up for recognition. People may not know who you are. Congratulations. The members of the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences, led by the Dean, Dr. Frederick Chijambu, please stand up for recognition. All members of the Faculty of Business, I am sure you have supported Dr. Musita in this endeavor. Thank you very much, and congratulations upon this achievement. Today marks a significant milestone in our institution's history as we take a bold step towards enhancing economic research for evidence-based policy making in Uganda. The Mass Policy and Economic Data Center is designed to provide timely, accurate, and reliable data to policymakers, researchers, and stakeholders. And as a University of Science and Technology, we move with global development trends. Today, artificial intelligence is the new normal. Our MoFPED will definitely be well aligned with global technological advances. It will be artificial intelligence driven, putting it a class apart in efficiency with data usage, accessibility, knowledge translation, and knowledge dissemination. The MoFPED, working in close collaboration with the National Statistics Agency and other research and academic institutions and policymakers, will promote high-quality research and innovation, training, data analysis, knowledge translation, and dissemination to support evidence-based policy making, economic development, and eventually socio-economic transformation of our society. As we launch this center today, we do so with a sense of purpose and responsibility. We recognize the critical role that data plays in informing policy decisions and driving economic growth. We will therefore work together to harness the power of research and innovation with a high level of ethics and integrity for excellence and impact to foster Uganda's socio-economic transformation. Our chief guest, dear PSST, the best way for us to develop is not to work in silos, but rather to complement each other. I am well aware that similar projects exist at Makerere University and Makerere University Business School. We look forward to collaborating with them. Our chief guest, I'm also aware of the significant contribution you made at Makerere University Business School, and I'm aware of the MOOBS Economic Forum, where you conducted groundbreaking research and caused public debates which generated viable policy-related solutions to some of Uganda's economic challenges. Your presence here today with that background is a tremendous honor and a clear sign of your commitment to data-driven transformation of society and bridging the gap between education and employment and socio-economic transformation of our society using evidence-based policies. We thank you very much for this commitment and support, and I request that, given this expertise and background that you have, that you will provide continuous mentorship and support to our MoFPED amidst your very busy and hectic schedule. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to our partners, funders, and stakeholders who have supported this initiative, including the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Uganda Investment Authority, Bank of Uganda, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and Uganda Revenue Authority, and the local government. A special thank you to Uganda Bureau of Statistics for the donation of 350 tablets and power banks to Mbarara University of Science and Technology. And this donation is to enhance research activities. Our chief guest, from this donation, each staff will receive a tablet and a power bank. And each staff is expected to enhance research participation and involvement. These contributions are invaluable, and we look forward to continuing with this collaboration. Our chief guest, please convey our deepest gratitude to His Excellency, the President of this nation, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for his visionary leadership, and to the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, for her unwavering commitment to higher education. We thank your ministry, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, for the continued support to Mbarara University of Science and Technology in form of staff development, promoting research and innovation, and ensuring timely staff salaries. And crucially, enabling significant infrastructure development. Our chief guest, as you are aware, MUST has 2 campuses, the Mbarara City Campus, formerly called the Town Campus, now the City Campus, and the Kihumuro Campus, where we are this morning. This Kihumuro Campus is under development, and when fully developed, will accommodate most of the university's faculties and institutes. The City Campus houses the Faculty of Medicine and other faculties. Faculty of Medicine is our flagship faculty as Mbarara University of Science and Technology. And as you might be aware, over the last couple of years, we have been in the media with a threat of closure by regulatory authorities due to the dilapidated and inadequate training infrastructure at the Faculty of Medicine. Our chief guest, I'm so delighted, as you are aware, because you are the power behind all this. I'm so delighted to acknowledge that this year, with your support, Mbarara University of Science and Technology has been blessed with allocation of funds for infrastructure development for the Faculty of Medicine. And we want to thank you very much. The budgetary allocation by the government of Uganda will propel the transition of this Faculty of Medicine to the MUST College of Health Sciences. As I briefed you this morning, this Faculty of Medicine is offering training programs, sub-specialized programs, that are not offered by any other university in this country. And we are truly honored and enthusiastically anticipating this boost in funding to Mbarara University of Science and Technology that is not only for infrastructure development, but for improvement in all university functions. It is my humble request, sir, that this funding continues to enable us continue to grow from strength to strength. We pledge to uphold excellence, integrity, and transparency as we work together to build this institution. Now that we have launched the MUST Policy and Economic Data Center, this center is housed in the Faculty of Business and Management Studies. We have, as top management, identified 5 acres of land here at Kihumuro campus for construction of the home for this MUST Policy and Economic Data Center. We request that with your support, we shall be able to construct a state-of-the-art building for the MUST Policy and Economic Data Center here at Kihumuro campus. Our chief guest, as our infrastructure improves, the student numbers also increase in line with the population growth and the demand for higher education in the country. We aspire to maintain optimal ratios of staff to students, and thus we wish to recruit more staff and promote existing staff. However, we are heavily constrained by the very limited wage, which has caused very high student-teacher ratios and significant delay in promotion of staff. Some of our staff have remained at the same level for over 10 years, yet they are highly qualified and meet criteria for promotion to the next level. This challenge has caused demotivation among our staff, although they continue to perform with excellence and dedication, like Dr. Benjamin Musita over there. Our chief guest, my prayer and request is for a boost in our wage budget for staff recruitment and promotion. As I conclude, allow me express our profound appreciation to all our partners and collaborators in this endeavor, those present here and those joining us online. I also want to extend our appreciation to our University Council, led by the chairman, Dr. Warren Namara, and the deputy chair, Ms. Sarah Nyacho-Mwaka, and all council members. I will not request them to stand up because they are my bosses. We want to thank you very much for always guiding us and providing strategic leadership, and for approving the establishment of the MAST Policy and Economic Data Center. That is the reason we are here today. To the members of top management, please stand up for recognition, members of top management. Yes, thank you very much. I see Dr. Vincent Batwala there. We have Dr. Fred Kagwa. Please remain standing until I have finished mentioning your name. As I mention your name, you can sit down. We have Dr. Martha Choshaba Twinamasko. We have Mr. Prinari Behangana. We have Mr. Emmanuel Chagaba. We have Mr. Geoffrey Mutebi. We have Mr. Agri Amanyaviona. We have Mr. Amos Biabashaija. We have Mr. Felix Majezi. We have Mr. Vincent Kwantapora, who is our University Secretary and Accounting Officer. Thank you for accounting very well. We have Mr. Timothy Mugumya, who is our Principal Legal Officer, and our two Deputy Vice Chancellors, Professor Kamukama Nixon and Professor Charles Kazoba Tushabumi, plus myself. Members of top management, I offer my deepest appreciation for your tireless efforts in making this vision a reality. Your dedication and passion have been instrumental in establishing this center. We especially appreciate the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences, specifically the Department of Economics, and most notably, Dr. Benjamin Musita, who has diligently worked on this initiative. Dr. Musita, your sleepless nights have paid off. You truly get to wear the crown that you have worked so hard for. Thank you very much, and thank you to your entire team. We look forward to the fruits of the MAST Policy and Economic Data Center. We hope that we shall not stop at the launch. We shall continue to hear and receive good fruits from this center. I now request you, MAST community, to join me in giving a standing ovation to our chief guest, Mr. Ramathan Ggoobi, and to thank him. Please stand up and give a big round of applause to our chief guest. Thank you. You can now sit down. Our chief guest, this is in honor of you for accepting and honoring our very simple and humble invitation. Amidst your incredibly busy schedule, you have given us your invaluable time. We certainly do not take this for granted. Thank you very much. I want to thank you all for honoring our invitation and sparing your time for being here with us. Allow me to end with this quotation by Peter Sondergaard. He said, "Information is the oil of the 21st century, and analytics is the combustion engine." Please use this quote the way you would like to. Succeed, we must, for God and my country. Thank you very much.
Disability is a mindset. I have to borrow the height to be seen there. The Vice Chancellor doesn't have to. Thank you so much, Professor Pauline, for the good remarks. Our chief guest, we have an energetic Vice Chancellor who has built a team that she doesn't allow to sleep till results are given. I'm sure Dr. Benjamin has been getting messages on and off. She wants results. We are sure that with her, we shall go miles and miles because we are running faster than what we used to run. The laps have increased. In her first 7 months as the Vice Chancellor, she has impacted the community. True or false? Has she impacted the community? You speak, money is here. Has she impacted the community? Does she still need money? And God's people clapped for that. Is the PSST here? Has he heard that? And he's going to give us money. God's people clapped. She's going to host the Vice Chancellor's Forum, the first of its kind in Mbarara University. While she's Vice Chancellor, she's hosting Women in Leadership Conference in the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies. Should I go on? The cows might go home when I'm still talking about Professor Pauline. But we appreciate you, Professor, and we are delighted. Allow me to correct one thing. Associate Professor Gashom is representing the Vice Chancellor of Bishop Stewart. Our chief guest, today is a special day. We have the IT team. Please stand up for recognition. People from ICT, IT teams. Today is a special day. Those people are always in jeans and t-shirts, but because of PEDEC, they have suits on. They are honoring PEDEC. That is ICT. Today my twin brother had a baby girl. We have produced PEDEC. Is PEDEC a girl or a boy? Gender sensitivity is needed. Is PEDEC a boy or a girl? A girl. The girl child needs attention. But today it's about Dr. Benjamin Mosita, who is delighted. Every time we do something good, our parents smile. Our mentors smile. I'm sure Dr. Benjamin's parents, deep down, are saying, we did it. We did it. On this particular day, the birth date, I'm not so sure, but they are proud of his son, their son. And I'm sure everyone here, Dr. Benjamin, today, you're up on the mountain. We are looking at you with admiration. We can see you. We don't know whether you can see us because you're up on the hill. We pray that you maintain what the Vice Chancellor has talked about you. And without any further ado, please come and give the note speech and speak to the people, the keynote and the brief about the PEDEC project. Give us the insights. You're talking of hot topics. What is that? You're talking of data sharing. What's that? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Dr. Benjamin Mosita. As he comes, let's also give it up for his parents. He doesn't need the height thing.
Thank you so much, Vice Chancellor, our chief guest, our invited guests, members of council, members of top management, the Must family, my faculty of Business and Management Sciences, our economics department, led by my elder head of department, senior Professor Kahangane. It's an honor and an opportunity for me to take you through what Must Policy and Economic Data Center is all about. Our foundation for this is based on the NRM ideological principles. Number 1, patriotism. 2, Pan-Africanism. 3, socio-economic transformation. And 4, we are looking at democracy. Where is Must Policy and Economic Data Center aligned among these policies or among NRM ideological principles? We are beginning with the patriotism. We are looking at Ugandan data. When it comes to Pan-Africanism, we are going to look at East African community, member states, to be part of this economic policy and data center. When it comes to socio-economic transformation, We are going to use this data in order to advance our proposals to the ministry and the relevant agencies to have policies which are based on the data that is in our country. Democracy, we have a speech, we have a voice to speak. If you understand what we call the governance factors, one of them is called voice and accountability. We have been given a voice by His Excellency to speak our mind. You can speak whatever you want, and He will give you freedom to do that. So we are aligned to the NRM ideological principles. Number two, this data center is aligned to Musevenomics. The principles that guided Mzee to have this country where it is. And these principles, he asked key questions to people who wanted to look at the economics that have driven, like from 1986, from the time he started the war to where he got the country in his hands, 1986 to date, what are those things that have been put in place to ensure that this country grows? Mzee asked the following questions, and these are 6 questions. One is, what was the economy of this country in 1992 at the dawn of colonization? My teacher here, the PSST, was my teacher since 2011. He was my supervisor at master's level. He taught me this. He taught me a question called Ugandan economy, which outlines these questions. By the time they asked them, we had already studied them. My students of economics are here, and they know that I took them through what my teacher taught me. So this question of what was the economy of this country in 1962? What was the economy of this country like in 1962 at the dawn of colonization? That is question number 1. 2, what was the economy of Uganda like in 1962 at the sunset of colonization? Number 3, how and what was the magnitude of the collapse of the Ugandan economy between 1971 and 1986? We are looking at Amin from 1972 to 1979, and then during Obote II and Okero. The question number 4 Mzee asked us is, what therefore was the economy of Uganda like in 1986? Question number 5, what is the Ugandan economy like today and why? The last question, number 6, Mzee asked us is, what should the Ugandan economy be like when our country is fully a modern economy? Some of those questions are answered within the Vision 2040. The Vision 2040 promises us that I will be sleeping in Mbarara and working in Kampala, because there will be an electrified railway that will be transporting us. Within 45 minutes, you are in Kampala working. In the evening, you board the train and come back. That's what the economy will look like. So where, in this modern era of science and technology, the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, how is the business linked to artificial intelligence? How is the business linked to science and technology? How is the business linked to, because there are key 5 businesses that you must align yourself with in this 21st century. And number 1 of them is science. If you are looking at technology, you know where you are heading. Now, on science and technology, we said, how can the business, which I think other leaderships did not look at how relevant it was, how it can be aligned science and technology, and I believe, Prof, now we are on board. Because the Mass Policy and Economic Data Center is here to align the business into science and technology. And that's why our first objective as Mass Policy and Economic Data Center is that we are going to look at how data can be processed, analyzed using artificial intelligence, and you generate a report, a policy brief within just a minute. By clicking on the data that we have, you just generate a policy brief and you can guide Mzee. We are looking at a time when Mzee can no longer call our PSST to know how is the economy growing. No, he will go on on his computer, click on a mouthpiece, because this is artificial intelligence. He says, where is Uganda heading to? Looking at the previous statistics, they look at the trends and tell me, where is the economy heading to? And it will be in a position to tell him. This system we have built is one of its kind that it even considers some assumptions, which most of the researchers, I went to Bank of Uganda, I met a wonderful lady here. She's called Madame Mire. She's the director of statistics. She asked me, the researchers will always ask you, if you don't hold these factors constant, because the researchers want to take advantage of reading their old notes to come and advise us. And for us, we are changing the norm. We are saying no. She said, put these factors into consideration. What will be the economy in 2030 if BSJ continues working to work? Our system will give you those statistics. It is so excellent like that. So we are going to take you through in number one objective of our economic policy data center, and you will see how that is processed, how these policies are generated within no time. Start the video. So this is how you can access our system. You at www.pedec, that is pdec.mass.ac.ug, and you can access either data from local government or data at national level. We have been advantaged and graced by the different government agencies where you can, where we went and accessed their data, and you can have it customized the way you want it. It's no longer, this is the system of downloading an entire Excel and then you choose the years. The era has ended. In the new modern era, you just go to download, you select either national level or you want the data at local government level. If you choose, for example, at the local government level, for example, we have already collected data on revenue collection at the district level. You can choose to select the districts you want. It gives you that advantage. You can see all the districts of Uganda are there. For example, let us choose Kazo, where I come from. We put there Mbarara, where our PSST comes from. We want to see maybe how much payee you get for me Mbarara and Kazo. You choose any you want. After selecting them, we go and look at the years. For example, you want different financial years, let's say 2023, 2024, and maybe add there 2013. You close that. Those are the 3 years we want. And you choose variables like I want to see payee. Go to, are those variables? No, those are tax descriptions. Okay, we can look at that, look at payee. Which other variable among taxes can we look at? Maybe income tax. Close that, and then you can easily download this and have it at your fingertips without going to any district of those, because we are in a position to download and have our Excel as fast as possible. That's how the data comes in. The system of going to the district, you want to go to the ministry to look for data, and those are statistics. Now you can know the income tax, the financial years, any district you want. That's how we are simplifying life. We are not stopping there. There is data at national level. And what we have made different is that this data at national level will show the sources. The moment you download it, it can tell you this data came from Bank of Uganda. We are not the owners of the data, no. For us, we are making the use of the data and accessibility by any Ugandan. Because if you collect the data and hide it, who will give you an independent opinion? We are trying to answer those questions. So here you can select, you can see the different sources: Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. There is Bank of Uganda, URA. We shall have all those sources, and the same process we went through. You can see, download data on the GDP and analyze it at your home. But what are we bringing on board that is so unique? Because the World Bank has this. What we have made different is that we have data even at LC1 level. We would trace revenue to the LC1 level. Want to know how much does a cell called the Kaliso in Kazo contribute to the national budget? Would wish to know that, and we shall do that. But another thing we do here is that we use artificial intelligence in this. Those are some of the query. We can say generate a policy brief on economic development. The moment you tell it that, it just rolls and you'll see just a PDF here within no time. Ask it anything, it will generate. So it's now processing a policy brief at the comfort of your home, and you can advise government. This is how business, integrating science and technology. We are no longer now orphans in this university. It may be our internet issues, but it just generates a PDF within no time, and you have it there. You download it, read through, and now you can use your experience. You can see that this is a policy brief. It has generated the strategic policy brief for economic development in Uganda. You see that the executive summary, this policy brief outlined the strategic approach to enhancing economic development, Uganda leveraging from local government and leaks database. Despite the absence of specific records, the brief summarizes general trends and best practices in economic development. As you can read, those are the key findings it has found out. The policy recommendations are there, and it shows you even the methodology. Now you can query it, but the limitations, it also shows you the limitations. Number one, related to data scope, the absence of specific records limits the, this English word, it needs Angela, granularity, limitation to related to temporal constraints, they are also there. So you can now go download, there is a PDF there, and you have it at the comfort of your house. Those researchers who were there saying that we know our methodologies, we know what, now we have added there the Pythons in the system to be able to generate results. And I think, Professor, you advanced this one for us, that we no longer, we did not to stop our students from using artificial intelligence. You only need now to introduce a concept of a student standing here and defend his thesis without looking anywhere. It's a norm in Makere, it's a norm at where I studied from Nelson Mandela University. You just speak and you stand and speak from your head. So that they can use artificial intelligence. That the most important thing is, do you own this work? I believe we can be the, if you take it on, Prof, and I know you are good at that, that is our objective number one. Objective number two, we are looking at, we only have two objectives, and we are asking ourselves, how are we different from Economic Policy Research Center? How are we different from MoB's Economic Forum? How are we different? And this is what is distinguishing us as the University of Science and Technology. Members, our GDP, now I've started economics. The other one was simpler. Our GDP is worth $63 billion. We have something called hot topics here as our second objective. If there is any urgency, you want to know what is taking place in a certain village, how fast can you have these insights? At the shortest time possible. This thing triggered us to come up to look at, is Uganda still a food basket? Uganda's GDP, first go back, Uganda's GDP is 63 billion. Agriculture contributes 24.7% of this GDP. But unfortunately, there is a difference between GDP, that is the total monetary value of all goods and services produced within the economy for a period, specifically 1 year, but there is what we call the revenue you contribute. That one is different from the contribution of GDP. This agriculture of ours brought only 0.8% last financial year to the 32 trillion target that was given by URA. This is around 300 billion. This economy is an agrarian economy, totally depending on, largely depending on agriculture. We are asking ourselves, how can you have this share and you employ this number of people, but you contribute less, 0.8%, not even 1%? These are questions that triggered me to know why. How can we support agriculture? What can we do to enable agriculture to bring more? Please go to the second slide. I asked the question, is Uganda still a food basket? Is it a myth? Is it a hearsay? Let's go to statistics. I went to International Trade Center data, which is always given by UBOS. UBOS people are here. They send this data to International Trade Center. They give it to World Bank. And we are asking ourselves, how can, like for example, PSST, we are welcomed in the land of milk and honey. But are you aware we import around $45.5 million of products from outside, from these cows? The cows we have here, we import their products from outside, worth $45 million per annum. These are statistics of 2024. Go to vegetables. The vegetable numbers, it's over $1 billion. These numbers are in thousands. That is $1.026 billion we spent on imports on only vegetables. But are we still a food basket if you can import these billions? What are we? This is one of the, we went and consulted some manufacturers and they told us some challenges and they gave us some recommendations, because this is a research we have conducted in just a little time. This is the deviation in terms of the Uganda merchandise import and export. You see where the imports are and where exports, then this one brings what we call the deficit balance of payment. We import more than we're exporting, but the question is, why on food? Why spend over $1 billion on only vegetables? These are questions we are trying to interrogate, and this is how the trend has been increasing. Please go to the next. What are we recommending? There is a resource we have in this country, and that is the young population. Mindset change. Mindset change. Please, if there is any way we can do this to sensitize the young population, because these are the Ugandans of tomorrow. Mzai has done a very great job. What is our role in this country? Can we look at agriculture? Because it is the biggest supply of raw materials to agro-processing industries. Agriculture, the biggest employer of Ugandans. Agriculture, our sources, it is the key sources of food. The manufacturing firms supply raw materials to agriculture. We can't take it for granted. Can we prioritize investment? PSST, I read the budget, and you allocated over 1.8 trillion on agro-processing industries. The question came to me, which areas are you going to begin with? I know the money is not enough. You cannot grow all the processing industries in this country. The question is, as a policy economic data center, we are saying, can we look at those products which we are importing most, so that we begin with growing industries that are in line with the import bill where it has increased? That is presentation in investment. Mzai has always advised us that he started with roads, he came to the electricity. At least all of you can testify that the electricity is deep in your villages. What about when it comes to the Uganda which skipped? My teacher here told me about how Uganda skipped the Industrial Revolution. He was my best supervisor because I had written about manufacturing sector. Then boost cereal productivity, because the biggest import bill is on cereals that we're importing. So these are some of the outputs we want to be putting across. Based on the budget you allocated us, I know you are testing us, you wanted to see, can these people work? Let me give them 1 billion only. PSST, we are showing you that we can really work. Within this is just the 1 month from the release. We are able to show the system, we are able to show the policy briefs. If you increase the budget, we can be in position to produce these ones even weekly, because our system can produce that. You just correct the data. The way we are, it's because of time, but the way our system, when you're in the field entering data, now UBOS that has given us these tablets, as you are entering these audios, the system is in position to keep on running them and giving you the brief, the policy brief, based on what they have recorded only. That's where we are taking research. If you are still in the analysis, you want to use SPSS, Starter. No, we are shifting from there. We are shifting from that area. And we are even able, this one does not stop in economics only, but it is going even in medicine. Because our AI can even give you, they call them what? If you want to give a patient medicine, it can give you that prescription. It can show you. But of course, with the guidance from the doctor, you can so and say, is it okay to take this one? Because sometimes it misleads, it needs someone who was already there to be able to use it very well. Thank you so much. As I conclude, let me thank God for this opportunity. And I want to take the first thank you to God who has been faithful to us. I thank my parents who brought me on earth, who wouldn't be here listening to these words if they were not there. I want to thank, there's a senior brother of mine called Jacob, who paid my tuition at the campus. Is Jacob around? I think he's somewhere. I also want to thank from the university, God brought a certain woman of God called Professor Aurora, who taught me research. Before I went for masters, that woman you see there, she groomed me, she taught me research. She became a mentor, she became a mother. When I was at Mackay University Business School, she shaped me. And when a season came, she told me, it's time to leave MOBS. Go. She's the one who advised me, people of MOBS who are here. She said it is the season to go. You can go and shine elsewhere. Why this campus is at a certain level, you better go and invest these energies in another university that is starting to grow in economics. And here are the fruits, Professor Aurora. From there, I want to take this opportunity to thank my faculty dean. Dr. Chijambo worked with me in every area with our faculty members. They worked with me in this journey. I don't know whether you had called Professor Nixon. The time I went to him for advice, the man asked me questions, and up to now they are rolling in my head. Benjamin, do you have capacity? He said, yes, I have capacity. But he's talking because he's a man of results. He has not heard you before and is asking, can you produce any result? And he also added, the same words you told me, said, where is the justification? I went back, spent 3 nights, sent him. He read this, he said, now okay, you can move to the top management. Before he came, he had really guided me well. Then I remember coming to Prof. It was a long story. The name was Policy Analysis and Research. It became Master Economic Forum. They kept on tossing me up and down, but now we are here. Mass Policy and Economic Data Center. I thank God for Professor, our Vice Chancellor. We had been like the business school the business faculty was not known here very well. Every time you raise up, are you sciences? What are you doing here? It was the medicine, the engineering. But when she came, she welcomes everyone with an idea. And I believe she has a mindset of, I want to take people based on their face value. And we really thank God for you. We thank God you came at the right season. You came at the time. The time I went to MOBS, there's a head of department, she asked for a transfer, and they brought Professor Aurora. She grouped me until she said it is enough to go now. Now, the time I come at MAST, they bring Professor Pauline. She grilled me. Every time she asked me questions, she went in the ministry, the UBOS, the call she gave me, I said, are we still having this data center here? Change your mandate. You are taking people's mandate. You have not done research. And she says, whom have you consulted? These ladies, Banang, I don't know. But But we shall be there. Professor, these are the fruits of your greeting. The fruits of sending me messages. She can read the message at any time. And she said, I have an open door. Benjamin, anytime you want to come to my office, you don't need an appointment. Just come. And also, every time I am there, I just run. I want to thank our partners who are here. I want to thank our PSST. PSST, I look at you as a man who does something and talks. You remind me the words of Apostle Paul in the book of Acts chapter 1, verse 1. He said, of the former account I made, O dear Theophilus, of the things Jesus began both to do and teach. There is a pattern there. He began both to do and teach. People, they have written on their taxis, talk and work. I normally be driving and say, these people are not aligned. It is do and talk. Like now we have done and now we are talking. There's something to show. So our PSST is a man who walks, before he talks anything, he knows where it comes from. It is the same even in the scripture of Colossians 4:4. He said, I may make manifest as I ought to speak. Manifestation is bring forth and then talk. He has walked those things. He taught me economics. He has gone in finance. When I see allocation in agro-processing, I know our man is there. He didn't stop at teaching us, but he's doing something. I want to thank you so much because you are not like this man called Caiaphas. I don't know how many of you know Caiaphas in the Bible. Caiaphas was a teacher of the religious law who also went under the same school like Apostle Paul. They were taught by Dr. Gamaliel. He was a good teacher of the religious law. He was by then I think he was a professor, but the Bible says he was a doctor of the religious law. Caiaphas, we see in the book of John, chapter 11, verse 49 to 50, he said, shouldn't one man die so that the world is saved? But they said he spoke those words because the office he carried. In another scripture, in Matthew 26:3, in Matthew 26:3, he preached about the killing of Christ. The words he spoke about the coming of Christ and saving the world, he never lived by them. He promoted the killing of Christ. That is not our PSST. He speaks and talks. Thank you so much for that opportunity. Thank you for the resource you allocated to us. Our PSST, I promise you, as long as I'm here, and the generation that will come after me, this center will stand. And we pray. You promised me in our secret meetings that you want to see the results, and maybe you can add more resources. Thank you so much. These are the testimonies of the advice you gave me in your office. Thank you so much.
Let's rise up and give Dr. Benjamin a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen, for the great work, for the great mind, for the great ideas, for the great everything. Benjamin, you are the star today, and may you shine forever. Please, let's take our seats. I'd like to welcome and recognize media houses here present. We do have UBC, NBS, Vision Group, Tayari TV, and we're also following online. Ladies and gentlemen, if the stories don't come out, accountability, the accounting officer is here, and also the PSST is here, the media houses are here. It's not by coincidence that we've done this on the 7th day of August. Father will testify. How many gifts of the Holy Spirit do we have? Loud, I feel like you did catechism, ignore that How many sacraments do we have? Gifts of the Holy Spirit, the sins. You keep answering them, the teacher here. How many sins, deadly sins? Your president is? 7. Your president is? 7. The vice chancellor has been in office in how many months? 7. And you are seated on the say? 7. What? 7. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day of action. Today is a day of thanksgiving. It is collective responsibility. I would like to quote our chief guest. He once said, and I quote, "Ethical leadership is not just about following rules, but setting the right example. The decisions we make today impact those we serve. If we act with integrity, we foster trust and confidence in government institutions. Have we put trust in government institutions? Yes. Even if you don't want to answer me, I'm saying yes. Have we put trust in government institutions? Do they work and deliver? Ladies and gentlemen, the next session is a panel session. And this is going to be taken on by government agencies and our collaborators in this research. At this moment, in my culture, they say even if you dance so well, you can go off the stage. Direct translation. Allow me to balance the gender and welcome the person to moderate this event, who is none other than, we're not going to listen to men talk, but balanced talk. Peter Igaga, the moderator of this panel. Peter Igaga will lead us through, and at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, let's be ready for the panel session. And we're in a University of Science and Technology. And the head of Department Internal Medicine is here with us, Dr. Grace. I've seen you around. Dr. Grace? Yes. They tell us we don't sit for long. We need to stand up and stretch our muscles a little bit. Let's stand up, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, let's stand up. I pity the person seated next to the PSST. Okay, let's get a paper. Let's get a paper. Get a paper. Someone get the Vice Chancellor paper and the PSST, please. Get a paper. And I'm not responsible for this. Disclaimer. Okay, please, someone help me get the Vice Chancellor and the PSST paper. Thank you. So get a paper and a pen. Yes. Thank you. So hold the paper high. Put it at the back of your neck. Yes, thank you, Vice Chancellor. Yeah. Now turn to your neighbor. Turn to your neighbor, Professor. Yes. Can you draw the face? Professor Peter, draw the face of your neighbor. Draw the face. Put the eyes. Put the eyes. If they have glasses, put the glasses. Professor, you draw. You want to get a retake, you draw the PSST's face. Put the ears and oh my God, the photos are already. Put the hair. Put the glasses. Put the nose. The eyes. Now give them the picture they have taken. Please keep that in the album and put MoFPED. Take your seats. I was doing this.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I can't hear you. My ears are small. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll stand. Now, first of all, we are talking about the embracement of technology. Before I introduce myself, I want us to remember that we are people at the end of the day. And even as Dr. Benjamin mentioned, AI still needs us. So I want you to turn to your neighbor and just ask them, how are you doing this morning? Just that. And if you need money, ask your neighbor, say, can you give me something small, okay? Because don't ask how you are doing if you're not going to help them, okay? Now, we're going to jump into the gist of it. My name is Peter Igaga. Igaga. Not Iga. Igaga. I know some people are saying, but where does that come from? Don't worry, we'll get there. Okay. Today, I'm going to be running the panel discussion, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. First of all, I'm a patriot. I love my country, and that's why I'm here. I'm a Ugandan who believes in Ugandan solutions for Ugandan challenges. For the longest time, we have been looking out to other people to sort our issues out. Yet all the answers are right here, and we are seeing some of them today. It's only us who can do that. I am the CEO of a marketing and communications firm called Grindstone, and our tagline is, we are creating the future. We're not going to let anybody create it for us. We have to do it ourselves. So I'm going to call upon us to always have that at the back of our minds, that we need to create the future. Our PSST, good to see you, sir. You're not just an economist, but you're always a forward thinker. And one of the greatest things I admire about you is your calm demeanor. You handle pressure well. So congratulations for that. Let's clap for the man. Have you ever seen him throw his papers or anything? Always calm. But he delivers. That's it. So thank you very, very much, sir. We're honored to have you here. My Vice Chancellor, you jumped into the fire. People spoke. We saw things in the media. But you just kept going. So thank you very much. Again, as Dr. Benjamin said, we do, and then we talk. We don't talk and do, because the trouble is talking takes a lot of energy. If you talk, by the time it comes to doing, you'll be exhausted. So you'd rather do and let others do the talking for you. So we appreciate it. Now, let's jump straight into it. I want to thank my panelists, first of all, for being here. I'm going to start by introducing the ladies who are on the panel. First, in no particular order, from UBOS. And you can just please wave so they know exactly who you are. And she has a very presidential wave. Okay. We have none other than Molly. Sorry. Yes, she's Molly Nina Achan from UBOS. She is a lead statist. Now, Benjamin, you talked about English words that give you trouble. It's a statistician. Am I right? It's statist what? That one, all right. And we've got a lot of that today because we're going to be talking about statistics, numbers, and figures. From UBOS, she is an accredited statistician. She's done quite a lot, has produced a number of very serious documents that have helped this country. She continues to do that. She's very passionate about numbers. And last night we had a chat over dinner, and the two ladies here keep talking about numbers telling a story. And I think Dr. Benjamin did a very good job telling a story using numbers. Right next to her is Millie Nsingoma from BOU. She's also the Director of Statistics. Please wave to us. Also with a very presidential wave. Well done. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. She's also into numbers. She's been in the field for more than 27 years and is still very passionate about it. She crossed from URA and left Nicholas there to handle URA business on his own. And she's at the Bank of Uganda. But one of the things that she keeps insisting on is numbers, numbers, numbers. With numbers, we can tell a story, and we can tell a story about our country in a very interesting and good way. Right next to her is Dr. Benjamin himself, the man of the hour. I heard somebody say, who was sitting right behind me, that, if this man were to start a church, he would make money. Okay. Is it true? Okay. So, if all else fails, there's something for you to do. A big hand clap for Dr. Benjamin. You're welcome. And last but not least, right at the end, we have Nicholas, who is from URA, Nicholas Musoke, I believe. He's the manager of research, statistics, and all those things. Basically, you're a numbers guy. If we're in trouble and we're not collecting money, the PSST gives you that look, and you start moving things, isn't it? All right, good to have you here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'll just want us to have just a brief insights into, because the numbers are great. Numbers tell a story. But we want to, first of all, understand what that means to us as Ugandans. I like the challenge that Dr. Benjamin put out there, because I'm also a farmer. And I really do feel challenged at the fact that we need to get into it. So I'm going to start with you, Millie, and ask you just a very brief question. And we have from Uganda Investment Authority, Mr. Richard Nwesi. Where's Richard? Oh, Richard. There he is. Please, a big hand clap for Richard. He's from Uganda Investment Authority. He's also one of our panelists. Kindly take a seat. Richard is also a numbers guy, okay, and he's pushing investment. And one of the things which we're going to talk about, as Benjamin has put there very clearly, is the issue of investment. So good to have you here, sir. Now, I'll starting with you, Medley. When we talk about numbers, how strategic is this platform for the Bank of Uganda in terms of charting the way forward economically?
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Mast, for this opportunity. Thank you, Benjamin. This is very good work. So in brief, Bank of Uganda is mandated to carry out formulation and implementation of monetary policy. And what has been done here is the exact answer. At Bank of Uganda, we put together a lot of statistics, of course, part of it mandated by UBOS. We carry out a number of surveys and put together all these statistics that support formulation and implementation of monetary policy, among others. So what has happened today and what Benjamin has done, and we've interacted with Benjamin before, and his idea to me was the answer to what we are looking for. Sometimes it takes us a bit of time to get insights out of this data. But now with this tool, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel. My apologies, this is not very comfortable. Maybe I can do this, yeah, because I want to look at, I want to look at the audience. So we put together a lot of statistics, we put together a lot of data, and Benjamin, I know you're now looking at aggregated data, if I'm right. And I would like to challenge you that we are going into the space, or we are already into the space of big data. Benjamin, I would like to get to a point where I give you granular data. And granular data is up to, granular data is up to the level of individuals. So I would like us to be able to do that analytics to that level. Because then for me what it says is that as this information is being collected, we have worked out all the methods in between. We are conscious about the security of the data. We are conscious about the privacy. We are conscious about who accesses it, so that we work together. This is a very good product. I've been looking for this, and back at Bank of Uganda, we are working towards this, not only for monetary policy, but across the whole institution. We are looking at data governance, a data warehouse, to get in this data. But I'll tell you that the staff there are also busy in so many other things that BOU is mandated with. So what a partnership to have with Benjamin, with MAST, and I really look forward to building of that institute, because then I know we have a partner in you. We have already shared with MAST a letter that we're willing to work together. So I'm looking forward to that relationship whereby I bring 2 or 3 of my people from the bank, because Benjamin also said, I may not know if I'm doing analysis of medicine. I may not know what it is. So still, even in the mandate of BOU, you may not know, but you have the data scientists, you have the analytics, so we work together and produce a result. And the beauty with this is that it is sustainable. You write the code once and only review it after some time. So after you've put all that in, then you're having your policy briefs in a minute. So for me, this is very, very useful, and I look forward to working with Benjamin and the team. And Benjamin said something about science. And my friends, everything in the world is going into science. So for those who thought that HE didn't know what he was doing in giving the scientists more salaries, the world is going science. You can see economics is now science. At BOU, I am a statistician, but I am not bringing in any more statisticians that do not have data science skills. So that is how science is becoming. So whatever Benjamin and Mast has done is the way to go. And thank you so much.
Thank you. A big hand clap to her for that. Now, spinning off the scientific point of view, Richard, I want to come to you. We live in a very interesting country. Half of our population is below the age of 15. Records show that in terms of business, we are one of the most entrepreneurial countries in terms of starting businesses. Everybody's starting a business somehow, somewhere. But we also have an extremely high mortality rate where businesses are concerned. Will these statistics, especially with platforms exactly like PEDIC, be able to help us chart the way where investment is concerned? And for example, in the agriculture sector, from the UIA perspective, is that a direction that can be made clearer for Ugandans?
Thank you very much. At Uganda Investment Authority, we are mandated to attract and facilitate investments in the country. And we cannot facilitate the investment when we don't have the data. So when he was running his analytics here, I saw us producing state of investment report in 0 minutes, because we are supposed to produce a state of investment report and inform the country on the overall investment climate from different sectors. So when he was running his analytics, I saw it's now easy in no minute to produce state of investment report. And our PSST gave us money. This financial year, we shall be producing our state of investment report. And this came at a time when we really need it. You asked the question, the mortality rate versus the investment. Yes, when we are attracting the investors, we guide them based on the opportunities available. We do research, analyze it, and then rank the investment profiles in the country. For example, manufacturing, agro-processing, tourism, and other related businesses. So when we rank based on survival of the business. We rank based on the compliance and competitive of these businesses. So when we have this data available at UIA, it will enable us, for example, to understand what challenges are really affecting these entrepreneurs. Then we shall be able to use this data to come up with interventions that are innovative, that can support these businesses to survive. So at the end of the day, we'll be able to analyze the investment climate, we'll be able to analyze the sector performance analysis, and then come up with metrics that will guide the next action that can sustain these businesses from falling. It's true, businesses start but cannot celebrate 1 year birthday. And the issue is there is no empirical data can support the justification why businesses are failing. So this data will help us in investments so that we are able to advise from the trends what is causing these businesses from not celebrating their birthdays. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot for that. A big hand clap for Richard. Now, I want to hear, Millie, from a UBOS perspective. Because we're here trying to see how do we take our country forward. Do you think, as Ugandans, we are utilizing data to the efficiency and the levels that we ought to be using it?
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Benjamin, for this wonderful product out. And thank you, Vice Chancellor and the team. Thank you, my boss, PSST. And for the collaboration, we are very grateful. Allow me to start on the mandate for the Bureau. UBOS is mandated to produce official statistics that should be informing evidence-based decision-making and planning. In addition, we are supposed to coordinate and supervise the national statistical system that brings together not just producers, but users as well, the data suppliers, and then the academia and the researchers. This innovation comes at a very good time when we are trying to leverage on the science, especially the artificial intelligence, to make sure that statistics is being produced real time to inform the decision at the right time. We thank the government of Uganda through the PSST for accepting our request and giving us a budget to conduct quarterly labor market survey. Benjamin, yesterday as we had the discussion, you hinted you went to UBOS and you were disappointed, but we thank the government of Uganda that will not be anymore, because this information will be produced quarterly, and we hope that with this initiative, that data will directly inform what is being input in this system, and subsequently the users will be able to get it in no minutes time, and then it will increase the access and the use at the end of the day, because as a statistician, our joy is in seeing the data being used for planning and evidence-based decision-making. When you look at the Bureau, what MAST has done is truly in line with one of our objectives for the next 5 years of strengthening collaboration and partnership. We thank MAST for bringing UBOS on board, and we pledge that we shall work with MAST to make sure that this initiative contributes greatly to the development of our country, Uganda, and beyond. Because I know this system, this data center will not only feed Ugandans, even those outside Uganda will use it. As the Bureau, we always strive to make sure data is available not just for the sub-national and the national planning, but also for informing the different development frameworks that Uganda responds to, namely the Sustainable Development Goals and the Africa Agenda 2063 of the Africa we want. So we hope that with this initiative, we are going to work together and strengthen the timely production of data and ease the access to our users and increase the usability. And when statistics is being used, service delivery is improved, and subsequently it strengthens accountability and transparency. And I want to implore MAST that as the Bureau, through the government of Uganda, we've distributed tablets to the different stakeholders, especially government entities, right from the parish chief. I would love to see these tablets being used to generate data, which is going to feed into this system so that we are able to see that the decisions being made at all the levels, not just at the central level, is being informed by the data coming from what is on ground. As the Bureau, we are trying to strengthen and harmonize the administrative data system, because we realize that most of the data required for planning and evidence decision-making is from admin data. We do the surveys and the census, but it contributes about 40% of the data we need. So as we strengthen the admin data, we want partners like MAST have come on board to utilize what we are doing with the service delivery system right from down up to the highest level. I thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. A big hand clap for Molly. That is very, very interesting. Now, Nicholas, from the URA perspective, you're in charge of research and statistics. Will this platform be able to increase the efficiency of revenue collection? Because the reality is the country cannot run if revenue is not collected.
Thank you, Peter. Once again, thank you, Mbarara University, for the invitation, and Dr. Benjamin.
Switch your tone.
We appreciate this invitation as the Revenue Authority. And when Benjamin came to Uganda Revenue Authority, there was some bit of apprehension. And just as he said, we got the letter And there were so many grand ideas in his proposal. And we were like, where does this leave the Uganda Revenue Authority? Because Benjamin was asking for data on this, we give you data on this and this. And as my former boss knows, Millie, that we spare data. That because we believe that taxpayers give us this information and they want it very much protected. That people don't want to see their tax information out in the public. So when we got this proposal, we reviewed it and we said, can you come on the table and we discuss and see where we can meet both of us? So we came, we discussed, and he shared with us this grand idea. I being the person in charge of research and statistics, I bought into it and I was able to sell it to my superiors. So, and there's a lot which is going to happen from now on. So he told us what is going to happen, how it's going to be used, as beyond like at doctorate level, graduate level, they want to use to see data from an individual level kind of analysis. So what I talked to Dr. Benjamin is that much as we have this can, for someone who's doing a PhD, a master's or something, this center can give them like an underlying problem which they can go further and research deeply from our research lab. So for us, I believe this will create more traffic on our side from the point of researchers, and also it gives us visibility of our data because we produce a lot of data. But our data has been produced in a manual form. We produce it, put it in publications, which we put in our resource center. So people have to come physically to us for the data. But now when data is on a digital platform like this, for me, I believe that now people will be able to know what is happening from a tax perspective at a click of a mouse. So we are very grateful for this opportunity. And we believe this Professor Pauline, as he said, that for as long as he's here, and I can also pray that for as long as I'm in URA, it's going to be a long-standing relationship.
Nice, very, very nice. Now, Dr. Benjamin, Uganda is a very, very young country, and we can even just do it by simple statistics. Now, ladies and gentlemen, by show of hands, how many of us in this room are above 60? Okay. Can we see the numbers? How many of us, by show of hands in this room, are above 40? So my 60-year-olds, please keep your hands up. So how many of us are below 30? And ladies, it's okay. We're not going to judge you because some of the ladies have been saying all along they are. Yes. Today the truth has come out. Now those hands that we've seen out, and as you've seen, they sit behind. They're backbenchers. The young people don't want to come in front. And I say, people, you need to be moving forward. We need to have you in front. Now, Dr. Benjamin, the talk about AI is very scary, especially to the young people. The older generation is saying, yes. Now, finally, we don't have to really think that much. It helps us do more. But the young people see it as a threat. Is AI, especially where statistics and gathering of data is concerned, a threat to employment of young people?
Thank you so much, Peter. To me, AI is not a threat. Aims change. Errors change. And if you don't change with what is coming on board, you'll be lost. We are changing the way economics is supposed to be done. How my teacher, PSST, taught to me is not how I'm doing things, but what am I embracing? The technology. If the young generation can come on board and learn from the elders, the insights they get from AI, how they can be interpreted, we shall move this country forward. So AI is not a threat to us, but it is an advantage. It's an opportunity that we need to take advantage of. And I believe my professor Laura taught me research, he taught me this SPSS, what, and I'm now telling her, I'm shifting from what you taught me. Come now to my chair where I am, and we analyze data differently. That's what I'm now speaking, and I'm saying the things you gave me, you correct the data, enter this questionnaire, run these statistics, click here, click there. That's what she used to teach me. Now I'm saying, no, where is your data? Just correct it using this tab of UBOS. Even if it is just qualitative, people are just speaking, our system is in position to run and give you a report within a single day. So it's no longer the other long process. Now I'm inviting our elders in research to come on board now and learn from the young generation. So it is now the young generation to teach the elders how things are supposed to be done. But you know, in this country where the mindset of the elders is also a challenge, there are people who don't want to change. You are taking on our jobs. You are making us irrelevant. Some are willing to fight that. They say we cannot allow data analyzed by artificial intelligence. It is not good enough. But those who are speaking, it's because they are scared of their jobs. We are calling upon our elders to now entrust us with some things and say, like our professor said, Benja, come on board, do this. And I want to see medicine, engineering, inquiring from us. How should we do these things? So the young generation has a very big opportunity. It's not a threat. But the scare now, the issue is now with the elders. That's why I'm seeing it. And I know it is only normal our parents who want to see us challenge them. But the mindset of there is a transition of people coming from where there are two things. You can study PhD, become a professor, but did your mind migrate? Okay. But, most of those scriptures, in the book of Proverbs, there is where they say there are three things that disturb the world, but there are majorly four that the world cannot bear. One, a slave who becomes a king, the world cannot bear. A maid who takes on the family, the world cannot bear. They got an advantage and got a degree. They come on a higher table. They are making decisions. The challenge is, did their mind get transitioned? It's the biggest challenge we have. Not actually the young generation. It's an opportunity for us. Thank you so much.
Wow, very powerful words. I could not help noticing how quiet the room became. Are we challenged? I think we are, because it's a fact. Mindset change. Now, Richard.
With our board chairman, Dr. Robert Chamanywa. For the short time he has been... A
big hand clap for Robert. Please wave to us so we can see.
The short time he has been in UIA as the chair, things are transforming when it comes to decision making based on data-driven decision making. Yes, for investment. So this platform will give us an opportunity to showcase Uganda here and internationally. That is what we call 24/7 visibility. And that's where the country is going. When you look at the websites, the platform like Invest India, you can get to know India within a minute. From the GDP of the country, from the source of raw materials, the investment opportunities, the challenges, and all that. So once we have this information uploaded, well analyzed and uploaded, I think it will make Uganda attractive with less cost of investors first coming here to look at feasibility studies, get to understand what is happening. But when they are where they are, by looking at the information online, I think it will make it easy for them to make a decision and come and invest in Uganda. Thank you.
All right, I like what I'm hearing there. Now, Molly, from a UBOS perspective, is there more that can be done to basically, from the UBOS side, to boost PEDEC, sorry?
Thank you, Peter. I think from the UBO's perspective, we are already moving in the same line. The beauty is when you have leadership who treasure the statistics and they need it timely. We've seen it cascade from the PSST to our board members, to the management, and it's now translating down to the staff. At the moment, we're trying to drive the agenda of the artificial intelligence by incorporating data science in the traditional statistics ways of doing things. In our function, we have brought a component of data science. They are now the change agenda. They are trying to transform the rest of us who are in the traditional way of data production. So I think at the moment we are moving at the right direction. As you look at the Bureau's products at the moment, all our surveys and censuses have gone electronic. You realize last year we did the first electronic national population and housing census. And the results came out in 3 months record time. And it was a breaking record in the continent. So I think we are moving in the right direction. I think we are moving in the right direction. With this collaboration with MAST, I think we shall strengthen each other. We shall learn from them. They will also learn from us. And we shall sit on a round table and make sure this which they have started benefits the entire country, and other countries come and learn best practice from us Ugandans. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. A big hand clap for Molly. You know, we have got a very interesting lineup. We've got Molly, and then we've got Millie. So, very similar, and then you're all statisticians. I'm getting it slowly. And by the way, Molly, I hope you're going to be around over lunch. Do you know why? When you mentioned the census, I heard whispers. I think there's some people who want to talk to you about the census over lunch. Isn't that true? Okay. Now, Millie, where Bank of Uganda is concerned, how are we seeing this going, and how do we see it adding value to the country?
Thank you, Peter. Once again, I want to thank you, Benjamin, Professor Pauline. For me, on behalf of Bank of Uganda, we have found a home. And why do I say that? We have been sending our staff to train, because you know data science is about having the skill, but also the knowledge. The knowledge, so the knowledge of, so our staff have the knowledge. They are the knowledge experts. So we've been sending them to get these skills. But do you know what happens out there? I hope no one here is from an external university or training institution. So they get data that is already organized and already packaged. It's already cleaned, it's already, so you go, you do the Python, you do the what on that data. We have brought consultants home with a group of staff. We tell them to train them, and they still use that data. We've gotten our own data and given these consultants, and they've not been able to get us the solutions. So that's why I'm saying that PEDEC is home. And why? We are giving Benjamin and Pauline the data that is homegrown. So for me, I am seeing that I'm going to be sending here the staff to work. How beautiful it is that we are able to work with our own data and get our own solutions. So I'll send them here with problem statements and send the data. So rather than, because right now at Bank of Uganda, what's happening within the statistics, we have those who have trained and have worked with the data in the bank and have produced insights. So those very staff are the ones training fellow staff to be able to do this. But they have other duties that they have to do. So Professor Pauline, I don't know when that institute is coming up, if it can be built and maybe PSST can give you more money. And we have that as soon as this year. I can guarantee you, on behalf of Bank of Uganda, we will be sending you as students. And please, as you're designing these courses, don't make them long. Make them short and impactful. We have seen that with data science, once you have the person who has the knowledge and you have the data organized, it takes about a month or two or 3 to be able to get insights. So I believe we are now going to be able to produce policy notes that are instant. We are going to be in conversations with PSST and give results there and then. And I believe, Benjamin, we can even get the interactive interfaces whereby if we are with PSST, governor, and whoever, and I would like to see what was it in the financial crisis time. What was it like after COVID? What might it be like after elections? What was it like every time there are elections? In that very meeting, in 30 minutes, you're able to take that decision. So for me, that's what I see about PEDEC. It is a solution that has brought modernization and has brought AI and has brought everything home. Our funds are no longer going to be siphoned into the external world, and we are not getting value. The value is here at home, and thank you so much. On behalf of Bank of Uganda, we really, really appreciate this innovation. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Homegrown solutions for homegrown challenges. Mr. Musoke, where URA is concerned, what is the way forward?
Actually, in-house, PEDEC has nudged us. Like I said, we've been producing these summarized statistics, putting them in publication. You know, the traditional way of disseminating data. Print a booklet, put it on your resource center, upload it on your website, but it's not user-friendly in such a format. So for us, this has also transitioned us in how do we make it user-friendly for our stakeholders to be able to access our data. So we are having those internal discussions of revamping our data dissemination practices to our stakeholders. One of the ways, of course, is going to be PEDEC. And I would like to tell Professor Pauline that following that discussion we had with Benjamin, it gave us more work. That I had to allocate a resource to organize the data in a form in which Benjamin wants it. That every time it's needed, it has to be channeled to the portal. And also, because we had a discussion and said that there's going to be a memorandum of understanding of which we shall highlight areas of collaboration and mutual interest. So that is already work in progress. There's a committee set up on our side and also on Dr. Benjamin's side. So once everything is set up, we shall be good to go. Because we have a lot on our plate and we need to really use data to collect. Because this financial year we have 37 trillion to be collected. And it has to come from us. We, the taxpayers, have to collect that money. I know our boss, PSST, is eagerly waiting for that, for that money at the end of June. And on this note, I would like to appreciate you for having paid your taxes last financial year. And we collected the 32 trillion, which Benjamin was highlighting here. We were able to collect that 32 trillion, and it is the highest we've ever collected. Because I've been hearing records. Even as we hit a record of having the highest revenue collected in our existence.
Come on, guys, let's clap for ourselves. We're not even clapping for him.
So, Benjamin, this is going to really to be a game changer in policy analysis, policy advice, and research. So we are on board, and we are good to go. I think all of us on this table have been transitioned, we have been transformed in how data is to be used for policy analysis and research.
All right, thanks a lot. Now, Benjamin, As the man of the hour, as you wrap up, we want just a few words from you. Thank you for being a change agent. Clearly, you've given us a lot to think about, and you've talked a lot about mindset change. And just before you talk, Nicholas, one of the reasons why we didn't clap so much when you thanked us for paying our taxes is people don't know that there are only two things that we are assured of in this life: taxes and death. Thank you. That's it. So when you've paid your taxes, you've done one thing. There's only one thing remaining. So, okay, I didn't mean it that way. Okay. All right, Benjamin, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Please, before I give my thanks to people who are around, I want to take this opportunity to recognize two people here. There is a gentleman who is the founder of Uganda University. That gentleman supported my education indirectly. My father is a supplier of uniforms, so he would go to him and say, my children don't have fees. So since you are going to supply me with uniform, please have this check. That man would do, is growing, he's an old man, but when I called upon him, he said, for your sake, I will come there. And the biggest thing is his MC by clan, you know. Mzee, please stand up for recognition.
Well done.
That's the founder of Uganda University. He's a great man. He has colleges, he has secondary schools. He has been a pillar in this country. Mzee, thank you. There is another gentleman who is also my teacher, and this man has taught me trade. He introduced me to the world of consultancy, and that is Dr. Rudahirana Nicodemus. He drove from Kampala this morning to come and see what is my son doing. Please, doctor, stand up for recognition.
You're welcome, doctor.
I've seen another gentleman who is also very important, the Vice Chancellor of Uganda University. You know, Vice Chancellor, you called Vice Chancellors and they are here. It's a very great opportunity. Himself, he is around. Thank you so much, Professor. As I conclude, I want to thank the partners we have here. And it's an honor. When Professor sent me, I don't know how she entrusted me, whether she looked at she read people from their face value, but she entrusted me with this role. Go and see these people. Go here, take this one. And I would come with letters. I say, I need a letter for this one. Here they have asked me for this. They really supported me. She was there for me, and I don't know why ladies are the ones who normally lead in this thing. They are mothers. Thank you so much, Professor. I want to thank my faculty, thank my department, the people who are here, those who laid the foundation for us, and we are standing on it. Thank you so much, as we wait to hear from our PSST.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your panel. I want to hand back to Angela, but before we do that, let's give our panel a big round of applause. You can be able now to take your seat. Oh, sorry, no, we still need you here. So I'm going to hand over back to Angela. But as Angela comes out, PSST, I have one question that I'd really love you to touch on during your remarks. Is there a chance that Uganda's economy is bigger than we think it is, owing to the fact that there's still a lot of undocumented data outside there? Over to you, Angela.
Let's give Peter another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Peter has a program that is called Men, and he talks men talk, and the voice goes men. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, in a feminine voice, invite the Vice Chancellor and the PSST to take back their position. And who is putting me on the screen? And I will request my ushers to put back the tags of the Vice Chancellor and PSST. I invite ushers to do the next tape I had requested them to do. Vice Chancellor, please lead the PSST. As protocol demands, even Moses could not do what he was told. He said, someone bigger is coming. to announce. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, as we welcome and thank the PSST for coming and honoring this, allow me also to welcome and recognize the steering committee. I had recognized them earlier, but in a special way, we have been informed that postgraduate students from Bishop Stewart University have come through. Please stand up for recognition. Postgraduate students in economics. And the ones from MoFPED, Dr. Benjamin had introduced them. We do welcome and recognize the director of the Institute for Tropical Forest and Conservation. PSST, this is a branch of MoFPED. Dr. Babasa, please stand up for recognition. Dennis Babasa. We have an Institute of Tropical Forest and Conservation where we think about nature and conservation, and that is the director. Ladies and gentlemen, protocol deserves that the Vice Chancellor invites the chief guest to come and address the congregation. Professor Pauline.
Thank you, Angela. It's now my pleasure to invite our chief guest, the PSST, Mr. Ramathan Ggoobi, to come and address us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor Pauline Byakika-Kibwika, the Deputy Vice Chancellors for Academics and for Finance and Administration, and all the MoFPED fraternity here. I understand there are a number of big people in this audience, professors from the sister universities. We have government, very senior government officers. We have my former teacher is also here. I didn't know. Dr. Nick, I'm glad to see you. That one taught me economics in Makerere. And all of you, distinguished guests of MoFPED, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It's afternoon now. It's a pleasure for me to join you today in marking yet another great milestone in the life of Mbarara University of Science and Technology, under the theme that is at the heart of competitive economy of Uganda, and that is advancing data-driven policy and economic transformation. I want to congratulate heartily MoFPED, and in particular Benjamin. Benjamin was my student, as he has told you, and then later we worked together at MoOBS, for this great achievement and for rising to the leadership challenge of delivering education for a better tomorrow. As we all know, data is now recognized by most leading businesses and organizations as the new oil. Ernst & Young, a global leader in audit business, notes that investing in data governance is key to safeguarding reputation, avoiding costly mistakes, and securing a competitive edge. And a wise man once said, if we have data, let's look at data. If all we have are opinions, then let's go with mine. Without data, you are another person with an opinion. Even researchers know that it is a fundamental mistake to theorize before one has data. I therefore congratulate MoFPED on getting to this level of setting up this center, not only to gather and process data from the primary generators of data who have spoken here, but also to turn the data into information and the information into policy. The center will help us to make the economic data collected by UBOS, by the Bank of Uganda, by URA, and other entities meaningful. You know, solving a problem begins with acknowledging its existence, something that's often not obvious to many policymakers because of what we call status quo bias. When data comes into the picture, it unifies our viewpoints as well as our thought processes. In order to build strong strategic partnerships that I've had the panel talking about with the knowledge institutions like MoFPED, as well as the thought leaders, government has set out to increase investment in R&D to at least 1% of GDP by 2030. We would want to work with the institutions like MoFPED that are standing out of the crowd so that we can get more and more granular data as well as big data. We are talking of highly detailed and specific data, which is very, very important for improved decision making and reducing bias. I want to tell you, I've personally been not very comfortable in the past of the way we do policy making and decision making in the country. Based on opinions, people put up a hand and they say, in my opinion, we should increase the budget of this. In my opinion, for Uganda to develop, this must be done. Your opinion. So I'm so glad that MoFPED is now helping us to add on what others are doing. We have a number of institutions, EPRC, the Economic Policy Research Center at Makerere. They are doing some work on policy based on evidence, policy making, and guidance. We have at MOOBS the Economic Forum, which we started there in 2011, but now MoFPED has come on board in a big way and a different way. I congratulate you. Uganda Bureau of Statistics, UBOS, is the agency mandated to generate official statistics for the country, as they have already told you. 3 decades ago, a large share of their budget was funded by development partners. That story has now changed. Today, UBOS is fully funded by government of Uganda. And government funded 98% of the recently concluded national population and housing census. This is a testament to the value government attaches to investing in data for development. I'm happy that these institutions of ours that used to be inward looking also, you know, to get government people to come and talk the way they have spoken here is revolutionary in itself. Because they used to be kept in there and being told that, you know, government data is a secret, is confidential. What is confidential? With the exception of, you know, one time I remember we were with the president some time back, some years back, about 15 years ago. And he wanted some data. We were doing some analysis on something. And he called the former ED of UBOS. And the ED, of course, we couldn't hear what they are speaking in the phone. But then the president said, "Oh, you mean the data you collect about Ugandans is confidential?" What is confidential there? That somebody has a grassy thatched house that then later I said, you know, they have said we can't get their data because it is confidential. People will know that someone has not one wife but two, and stuff and stuff and stuff. So we are supposed to break some of those boundaries without necessarily taking away the ethical requirements of data. Because what is going to be reported, what you report, is not the other nuances, the other facts, but the results which we need to use to inform policy, to help those very people whose confidentiality you are protecting. And I think that's what the teams now are committing to do. I'm also happy that some of these organizations of government have started collecting high-frequency data. Like UBOS has told you, they are carrying out now, they are going to start carrying out labor surveys. Regular. When I became Secretary of Treasury, my first question I asked, where is the data on the number of jobs created last month? It wasn't there. And I challenged the ED of UBOS to go in our top management. So we shall be able to know how many jobs have been created every quarter in Uganda, how many jobs have been destroyed, in which sectors. And this helps to inform us so that we don't invest your tax revenue the man is talking about blindly, but we invest it where we are assured of results. I'm also want to, I think, to suggest that this partnership you are working on with these academic institutions, in particular now that Master has come out to do certain things, look at, I'm now talking to URA and UBOS. How do you strengthen export data? Export data. We believe there is a gap there. Because you know, data on this trade is mainly captured by URA. But URA does not collect tax from exporters. They collect tax from importers. So they don't have enough incentive to collect this data on exports. And the UBOS also works with URA to put together the export data. So they are relying on, we suspect, data which is not fully constituted. So I would want you to use these partnerships, and the people who have some more time to think through things like a Benjamin. You can see the energy of Benjamin and his team here. They have time to think through these things. You work with them, and we see how we can improve these areas. Recently, we were having negotiations with the United States of America. Now, in America, they are saying their data they have there is showing that they have a trade deficit with us. But also the data we have here shows that we have a trade deficit with the US. So we were there seated, the two of us. The ambassador is telling me, PSST, already you are taking a lot of money from us. I say, please look, you are taking a lot from us. We both agreed that both of us, we are not collecting the export data very well. And actually we agreed that we are going to rely on each of us the import data of the other, because that's where the emphasis is put. So the US will give us, and we also give them from URA, because URA tracks very well the imports from the US, and it gives us the data. The US also, they track very well the imports from Uganda to them. So this is an area I think we should work on, and I think that goes in line also with, where is Peter? Peter asked me a question. Is there a chance that Uganda's economy could be larger than reported? Of course, as you know, we carry out usually GDP rebase exercises. UBOS is about to do one, to rebase, and we see. But also, apart from the rebase, the way we capture, I think that's what you are saying. That's what, you know, that guy is a very wise man. He chooses his words wisely, I've discovered it today. What he's trying to challenge us with is that perhaps you people use platforms like these ones we are looking at today to interrogate on how we can improve the capturing of the economy. Because a lot of our economy is beyond the lenses of a statistician. How do we use other means? For example, I remember there is a man who came to do research here in Uganda in 2019. And he used the satellite, because he's an American, he has access to these bigger satellites which are very far away in the skies there. They can capture everything. He used the satellite to measure our GDP and interrogate it also in terms of location, who produces which GDP in Uganda. That's the only man whom I saw who attempted almost to get disaggregated GDP of Uganda in terms of, for example, the locations. And he concluded that whereas Uganda was still not yet in middle income, about 70 districts in Uganda were already in middle income. Using that satellite data, the lights, use the lights, and then the production units, the satellite could provide very, very specialized data for him to analyze. So if we have now people who can use AI and so on, good enough. Let us work with them. As long as the quality assurance is guaranteed. Please, as you do all these analysis, don't compromise quality, the quality of the reports. So this data-driven policy making requires reliable, timely, and accurate statistics. This is not possible without digitization and automation of government processes and services. We are on a mission as government to digitize ourselves and facilitate big data collection. As reported in the budget speech in June by my minister, a total of 36 electronic services have been developed and rolled out in government. Some of these include online business registration service, rather system. We have electronic government procurement, online passport, visa, national ID, and driving license application systems, among others. Now government has data on all of you. We have data, some data, and we are going to get more to know you. Which things do you eat more? Which things do you, where do you spend most of your time? What do you think? And we are not interested, I want to tell you, in many things these days other than data that is going to transform Uganda. The president, I can tell you without any fear of contradiction, is only interested in one thing: how do we transform the country economically? That's why even his politics is on wealth creation. We have been listening to his speeches in the past 5 years. Remind me of a speech he has given without talking about wealth creation, monetization of the economy, ensuring that we get more Ugandans into the formal businesses. That's what we are interested in. So this big data is going to be used to inform how do we best, transform the country. And please take advantage of all of these databases we are creating for research and policy. That's why I'm so happy to be here today. I can't conclude without reminding you about the 10-fold growth strategy. Uganda is on a mission, ladies and gentlemen, to build a $500 billion economy. Before we die, those of us who are here, we need to see an economy which is different from the one we were born in. We have seen it ever since we were born. And this is possible because we have all it takes to build this economy. At the core of this strategy is creation of a knowledge economy that is productivity-centered and technology-enabled. Through evidence-based analysis, the government identified 4 anchor areas, which already I had the presenters talk about. The ATMs. The ATMs. We all know what an ATM is. ATM. If you have a bank account, ATM. At least we know ATM machine. That is automated teller machine. But still we add on machine. We call them, I'm going to the ATM machine. The ATM is already having a machine, but you add on the machine to emphasize it. What does ATM do? Minting money. You put in the card, you press your code, it gives you money. You can only get money from ATM if you have deposited it there before. Don't expect to get money from where you haven't invested or deposited. So these ATMs, they are the areas government has identified as the 4 key areas where we stand a chance if we invested a little bit more and in a more deliberate and intentional and nuanced way, we stand a chance to transform Uganda much faster. Agro-industrialization. The communication director talked about this land being a land of milk and honey. How do we turn this milk and honey into further tertiary products other than the shabwe? The shabwe is good, but there are other tertiary products we need to get out of the milk. That's agro-industrialization. We have identified about 7 value chains where we are saying if we invested well in them, we can get $20 billion per year as an economy. And these numbers are not just gotten from the head or by looking in the roof. Our analysts did what Benjamin is trying to do here, to analyze and go into billions of tons of data in order for us to see that this can be done. That is the A in the ATMs. Then we have tourism. Tourism. You hear everybody saying Uganda is gifted by nature. And I want to tell you that is the truth. For those of you who have traveled, you can bear witness. You can hardly find a country like Uganda. Throughout the year, Uganda is among a few places in the world where you can just put up a tent like this. Throughout the year. And we talk. Elsewhere they must put ACs or heaters. We are gifted by nature. We don't do these weather forecasts. They don't make sense in Uganda. Actually, they were copying CNN, those TV people. They brought a girl to stand there. Now weather forecast. That's when Ugandans change the channel. They go to another channel. Because here you can just look around and you walk. You know you will go to Mbarara town and come back. If it rains in the way, you just go in a shade somewhere. For a few minutes, the rain has stopped. You walk. You make that mistake elsewhere in the world, other than Uganda. In other parts of the world, they must rely on weather forecast, which actually keeps on changing even from the forecast they made earlier. So, we have other beautiful things, as you know. The scenery is so beautiful here, but we are poor. Why? How can this beauty be synonymous with poverty? So we want now to get people who don't have beautiful things like ours to come here and work with us. First, to see our beautiful things. They want to see them because they don't see them. Sometimes you go abroad and you see people, after we've done something, they say, please, we are going to treat you on a tour. For a tour, we take you to the most beautiful mountain. You are in South Africa. They take you to a mountain in Cape Town called Table Mountain. And you wonder, where is the mountain? This rock here? They should come and see what mountains look like. But we haven't been investing in these opportunities we have. So we have stepped up the investment. We want to step up investment in tourism. This year, we have given money to Uganda Tourism Board to first of all brand Uganda and market it. A total of about 25 billion shillings. Just to brand and market. So you are going to see our country a little bit more on CNN, on the internet, you know, on this social media. Instead of being on TikTok to abuse each other, let us be on TikTok to market the country. And then those tourists come. Whenever they come, they bring money. Now they are bringing us $1.5 billion a year. The potential we see in tourism is $50 billion. By 2040, we are having that target. And we have a schedule on how we are going to increase it until we hit it. Then the aim is the minerals. Uganda has a lot of minerals. We actually have minerals in almost all minerals in some quantities, except diamonds. We have not yet discovered diamonds in Uganda. But most of these other minerals, we have them. We even have uranium, and lithium, which are very sought after minerals today in the decarbonization agenda going on. So we can now build electric vehicles using our own resources. Those batteries now, that's what they are looking for. Who has lithium? Let alone these others we know, gold and so on. So we are quantifying these minerals, and we have identified about 4 first value chains we want to start with: iron ore, gold, copper and cobalt, and tin. And we add value to these minerals. His Excellency the President stopped export of raw minerals, the ore. Now the investors are coming in to invest and we exploit. We hope our numbers are showing we can get $25 from these minerals if we developed the value chains. Then the S is the STI, science, technology, and innovation. On the minerals, we have also oil and gas. We added it recently. That oil and gas has delayed to come out, but now it is coming very soon. We are about to connect the pipeline. We are building it with our partners of Total and Sinok, and then Tanzanian government, starting from Tanga in Tanzania and also from this side, going into controversies and unnecessary controversies. Keep calm and safe. So those areas, the 4 areas, are the ones government has now put emphasis on to facilitate private sector. You see, government does not do business, but government is the main facilitator, is the main entity that removes the risk from business. So our job is going to be more of that, by investing in the enablers, what we call enablers. The enablers include infrastructure. We are going to build the standard gauge railway. The contractor now is on the site, is on the ground. They have finalized the designs. They have finalized the environmental assessments. They have done the first preliminary works. Some of the machinery is already at high sea, coming in high sea. And we build that railway from Mbarara to Kampala first, so that our cargo comes on a much faster train. You know, we have that Uganda railway you studied in history, when the lions used to eat the Indian coolies. that railway is there but not very efficient. That's why the traders leave it there and they hire trucks to bring the goods. And the route from Mombasa to Kampala is the second most expensive route in the world in cargo transport. The most expensive connects Chad, I think, to some border there. So we want, I think, to Cameroon. We want to now to reduce that cost by half and become some of the most efficient routes in the region to interlink us with our neighbors. We are landlocked, we can't afford to delay anymore in building that railway. Then the roads, we build these roads. When I was coming here last night, I saw the road is under construction, that Masaka section. But also these roads, we need to make them interstate so that trucks carrying cargo, people moving, can move faster. Then we get the trains, intermodal transport. And this is what we are calling enablers, electricity, the internet, to enable brains like Benjamin and others to create a new value. Because what has Benjamin done here? Is clicking a computer, add this database to another, ask some weird people calling themselves AI, artificial intelligence. These are now new people who have come, or you people, that's why you must send your children to good schools, learn good data analytics, learn, because these routine jobs are gone. That is, somebody is going to go to a factory to lift things. No, those ones are not there. The machines now are doing them. Because if the machine now can write a report for Benjamin, he directed it that in seconds produce a policy brief. Am I policy analyst safe? These are the things we need to start thinking. And the MUST is one of those universities that are positioned, well positioned, to think ahead. Please, do that. So the tenfold, please support government to drive the double-digit GDP growth required to achieve our goal of $500 billion. Government is accordingly committed to investing in institutions and research capabilities required to build these data-intensive systems. A good and recent example is that of this population census the lady here told you about. It was the first digital census in the country, and also Uganda was the first country in Africa to do so. Some people, I think Peter wanted to rub it in. So some people were saying we were not counted, some of us. How many here were not counted? Let me see the hands. You are in what the statistician called the error term. You were counted. Only that they couldn't reach you. But you know, all good efforts deserve some level of inefficiency. No problem. But I want to tell you, we are moving in a good direction and good pace. To find that UBOS is the pioneer of a census which is digital in Africa is something we should be proud of and work towards improving. Beyond the policies, laws, and infrastructure for evidence-based policy making, we need to do the following 3 things. Number 1, we need to have goal consensus on the imperative of data transparency. and the culture of evidence-based debates and dialogue. The good thing I've seen, the panel is developing this consensus, goal consensus. It is very critical for us to keep the data safe. I don't want to hear in the future that a Ugandan somewhere is suing URA for exposing their secrets, or is suing U-boss. That one should be there. I mean, should be guaranteed. Number 2, jointly invest in human resources required to drive the future of data science application in institutional development and management. We need to invest in a partnership here so that we can be able to have the necessary human resource to drive these data science applications. Number 3, incentivize champions of evidence-based decision making and penalize those that abuse the same. We need to incentivize these champions of evidence-based. That's why I'm here. I'm a very busy human being these days. Sometimes I don't know what is going on in this world. I want to tell you. I forget whether it is morning or evening or what. Very busy. But I said I must be in Mbarara to incentivize, must to build this. Please do the same. When MUST approached us to invest in this center, we agreed on the following results this financial year. You know, I keep record. We agreed that MUST is going to deliver the following results. Number 1, a launch of the Policy and Economic Data Center. That's number 1. Number 2, creation of one comprehensive data repository, what we call a data bank. Number 3, generation of 4 policy briefs. The man told me that now you can produce it in, is it in 1 hour? But the whole year, his task is to produce 4 key policy briefs. Maybe these ones, we need to revise them. Number 4, publication of 3 magazines. Number 5, collection of 136 data sets from districts in 4 regions, administrative data. And number 6, signing of 2 memoranda of understanding to promote this center. I am happy to observe that MUST is exhibiting strong accountability habits. Today's launch is implementation of the first deliverable, but also, I'm sure, part of the second and the 6th. This is what I referred to as accountability with results. When I took this job, I said, I want to see accountability, not on paper. That somebody writes on paper, oh, we have built so many boreholes in Ikazo and in Mbarara. And they send it to the office of the Prime Minister. They compile into a big book that this is the accountability of government of Uganda. But when you come to Kazo, the boreholes are not there, or they are not bringing water. We want accountability with results. I am happy that MUST is exhibiting some of these habits. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to pledge my support and that of the Ministry of Finance, planning and economic development to innovators and leaders in the value chain of evidence-based policy analysis. I also wish to call upon the media, these ones here, the paparazzi, the media to play an exemplary role in fostering a societal culture that celebrates public debate and discussions that are based on facts and not emotions and sensation. Please, media, from today you can see these institutions of higher learning are generating these facts. When those people you love to quote are telling you certain things, ask them, where is the evidence? Where do you get this? Or search the alternative also, for the alternative, such that Ugandans are informed of things that have really happened, that are factual. That way we shall develop our country. Our country has a lot of what we call misinformation and disinformation. Someone tells you that half of the budget of Uganda is going to be spent on State House. Someone stands there and he tells people, and the media reports, they write a headline. Another one reported, government is spending 300 billion on special meals eaten by ministers and so on. Doesn't know that the terminology special meals, these accountants who do what they call a chart of accounts. And it's a global chart of accounts, because Uganda, you are not an island. You have to be compared by others. So we have what we call an international chart of accounts. They define special meals as meals given to military, police, and in hospitals. Now somebody said, Ugandans are going to pay tax for the Ramathans of this world to eat special meals. I think of, I don't know which meals, of Solomon's and so on. So please, media, I call upon you. I want to use this opportunity where evidence is the evidence-based things are the talk of the day, to also play an exemplary role by fostering a new culture in Uganda, a culture of only people talking and reporting factual things based on evidence. I want to assure you that government will continue to prioritize investment in a science-led economy, and institutions like MoFPED that make such an economy possible are going to be among the beneficiaries. I thank you very much.
Another round of applause for the PSST, ladies and gentlemen. At this moment, I would request our chief guest to, he's going to launch the PEDEC. Ladies and gentlemen, where I come from, the men take the lead in everything, even diseases. Why are you laughing? It so happens that in Buganda, even the diseases are not called na, they are called senyiga, not nanyiga. So men take the lead all the time. Allow me to call Peter Igaga to help us do the countdown in a masculine voice as we launch the PEDEC. I invite the PSST to rise, and he does the click. After he'll sign, I request that the podium is taken away so that, okay, Peter, let's wait for the PSST to do that, and you do the counting.
So I click.
Okay, as we get rid of the podium and our PSST gets ready to launch that, first of all, men, are we carrying any diseases here? We've just been accused of that. But Honorable PSST, when you mentioned about our history, especially where the railway is concerned, you took me back to my high school. And I remember when we were being taught about the railway and the way the lions ate the Indians, there's a gentleman, and interestingly, he was called Musita. He asked a very interesting question. He asked the history teacher why the lions were only eating Indians. And the teacher said, and we had Indians in our class, and the teacher said, it's because of the spicy food they eat. He was joking. As it happened, the next term, we were going for a field trip to a national park. No Indians came. They did not come at all. So we are now ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to count down. The countdown is going to be on the screen, and then when we reach 0, we are all going to lift any paper that you've got, and you will say PEDEC. And at that point, the PSST will press the button, and it will be officially launched. Are we ready? Come on, let's stand up. Let's stand up. Let's stand up. Let's all stand up. This is a great moment. We are being part of history. Can the countdown begin? Count with me. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ready! So it is official. Now PSST, we're going to ask you to kindly come and sign. This is general. So Dr. Benjamin, we'll also need you here, because now the baby is born. This is the moment of truth. Because once you put pen to paper, that is it.
And Dr. Kisaka, please, come and give the signature of the PEDEC launch. Mr. US, please come and do the signature, and we're leading to the other. It will be unfair for the other vice chancellors not to sign. The vice chancellors here present and the representatives, please take the honor to sign on behalf of us. And the rest of us, we can sign the program. It's okay, you'll have signed PEDEC. Oh, the gender balance, oh my God. Oh, we need a lady there. Professor Rohrer. Please represent the ladies. You're not a vice chancellor, but you're a lady. Dr. Murembe, come and represent the ladies. The academic registrar is an icon of ladies. Please come and sign. Ladies and gentlemen, as they are signing, allow me to ask for a special moment here. I recognize and welcome the leader of the academic staff, Dr. Emmanuel Munyarugero. I invite you to have a handshake with the PSST. Please come and have a handshake. There's a reason why. Please clap for him as he's coming. Cameraman, I need this photo. PSST and Munyarugero. Please clap for him. Munyarugero is the leader of academic staff. We shall tell you more about him in camera. Please have a handshake. That photo I'll frame myself. The PSS told him, you want money? It will be unfair not to invite Benjamin's parents to come and take the honor, to have a handshake with the PSST and also a signature on what your son has inducted. As they are coming, PSST, you gave us the meaning of ATMs, but someone once said that ATMs means another terrible mistake. Every time you go to the ATM, you're making a mistake of withdrawing your savings. Is that true, ladies and gentlemen? It's true, yes. As they're finishing up also the signature photo moment, please, Benjamin's parents are having a handshake with the PSST. Thank you so much, Mama and Papa, for coming. Professor Nico, due to public demand, they are saying please come and sign. Our PSST, the students are well represented by their guild president. And when I mention his name, they have to clap for me. He's called Mr. Lake Rabuturumba. So Rabuturumba, come and have a handshake with the PSST. Please clap for me. That name is not easy. That's our guild president. Photo moment, Benjamin. Mr. Rabuturumba won the election by far. And I don't know why he got that name, yet he's a young man. It must be his grandfather's name. Don't ask for money. We've asked for money already. The students are okay. The students' welfare is good. Yes, Mr. PSST, we want Mr. PSST, we want more money as students. We need a bus. Don't say those problems there. We've already said them. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments, allow me to include this. No one speaks after the chief guest has spoken. Allow me to invite the person representing UBOS, Mr. Chan, and the university secretary to come forward. Not in a speech, but accountability PSST. The accounting officer is giving accountability of what came from UBOS, and I don't know what came from UBOS. You would like to stand in front of the cake or just on the side? You want a handshake with the PSST? Oh, okay. The microphone.
Thank you very much, Angela. Our PSST, Governance Council members present, VC and your management team, my colleagues and our invited guests, I thank you very much for coming to attend this function today. Benjamin, congratulations on this milestone. This is the beginning. Like the PSST has said, we have a number of milestones to reach. We went to his office at the beginning of all this, and he wanted commitment on outputs, and this is one of them. Now, across board, we are running a budget, and it's an output-based budget. So everyone in their area, in their unit, we must show these outputs. The planner reports on them on a quarterly. But I want to assure you that we have a very good team up to the task, and we are going to deliver. I listened to your speech yesterday and the head of service on all the concerns that were raised. I again want to give you the assurance that MUST is in good standing. Thank you very much. On the part of UBOS, thank you for generously giving us tablets to support our research. The VC already talked about it. We received 350 units with their accessories, and they'll be distributed to all the staff to support our research. Thank you very much. For purposes of this event, we will be handing over just 6, 1 to each dean. And I would request that the deans come forward, and as we hand over, the department members should stand up, and the other staff from the different departments. So I see Dr. Ggoobi is already here. I'm going to request we start with Faculty of Business and Management Sciences. And members of, sorry. Yeah, okay, let's so members of Faculty of Business Management, you can stand up. Okay, that's Dr. Kijambu representing Dean Faculty of Business and Management Sciences. And members from the faculty are right there standing. Thank you very much. Next, Dr. John Zobongroch, Faculty of Applied Sciences and Technology, our host today. Members from Faculty of Applied Sciences, please stand up. Thank you. Dean Wendo, come forward. Dean Wendo is from Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies. Members from Interdisciplinary Studies, thank you very much. Faculty of Science, where is the late? Okay, Faculty of Science, and the members, thank you very much. Faculty of Medicine, our flagship faculty. Thank you very much. The members are right behind there standing. Faculty of Computing. The Dean is here, Dr. Fred Kagwa. The members. ITFC, please come forward. The Director. That's Dr. Babasa, our Director, Institute of Tropical Forest and Conservation. Thank you. CITT. Director. Center for Innovation and Technology Transfer. Chief Human Resource on behalf of management. Chief. And lastly, overall, we'll give this to our academic registrar, Dr. Choshava Martha. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. And I end it here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's clap for the US. I thought the US will receive one later. Our chief guests, with your permission, allow me to welcome and recognize the steering committee of PEDEC. PEDEC steering committee in absentia, I welcome and recognize Ms. Jackie Karhanga, Dr. Esther Atkunda. But here present, we have Dr. Richard Ntwali. Please come forward for your package. Dr. Tolo Kasim Umba. Please come forward for your recognition. These are the people who are working with Benjamin, trying to design the operation guidelines of the PEDEC project. Please come confidently, go there. Just before you move, I'm sorry. I invite the Chairperson Appointments Board, Dr. Stevens Kisaka, on behalf of Council, to hand over these precious awards to the persons present. Yes, when you receive the award, we have sanitizer. You can have a handshake with the PSST and have a moment. Dr. Bossa, please also come forward. Okay, let's go. Dr. Ntwali, please go first. He's from the PSST. He's from the Faculty of Computing and Informatics. Thank you so much for supporting Dr. Benjamin. Next is Dr. Tolo Umba Kasim. Now, where do I put you? He's from Biotrack, but majorly from the Faculty of Science. And that's where he got his biggest support to do herbal medicine standardized to meet international standards. Dr. Bossa from the Faculty of Applied Sciences and Technology. That was a firm handshake. I want to throw down the man. Still PSST, allow me to welcome and recognize the Vice Chancellors here present. We welcome and recognize Professor Opolot from Ibanda University. Professor Opolot, come for recognition. Thank you for supporting Dr. Benjamin all the way and also the nation at large. Thank you so much. Next, we have the Vice Chancellor of, the person representing the Vice Chancellor of Bishop Stewart University, Associate Professor Gasham. We have Reverend Father Dr. Daus Karemira from University of St. Joseph's. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting us all the time. Our chief guest. We wouldn't be here if the panel today would not have supported us. In no specific order, allow me to welcome Uganda Investment Authority, and these are represented by Dr. Robert Chamanywa, who is a master alumnus, and the person on the panel. Please come forward. Yes, Richard. Uganda Investment Authority. Yes, Mr. Chamanywa, please move forward. Thank you for investing with the authority. Thank you so much, our panelists. Dr. Robert Chamanywa, come back home at least and give a public lecture. As the chair board, maybe the faculty can get free furniture. Deal or no deal? Mr. Chamanywa, there is it's there. Sheila, Chamanywa is park. Okay. His park is there. Okay, we welcome and recognize the representative from UBOS. Having given us tablets, it's natural that when the basket comes full, it goes back empty. I mean full again. Our chief guests, we visited URA and were treated well. They pampered us, they treated us so well. Mr. Musoke Nicholas, a package for you. They didn't even charge us taxes for parking that day. Nicholas, we appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, the money is here. Oh, no. Bank of Uganda. Millie has been confusing me with Molly when I'm sending messages. Yes. Please receive the award on behalf of the Vice Chancellor. Take it back to Bank of Uganda. And they say when you see it, you see us as Mbarara University. You really see us. Let it remind you of us. It will be unfair not to recognize Benjamin's mentor, Professor Aurora. Please come and receive an award for Dr. Benjamin. Thank you for mentoring him, making him who he is today. Allow me also to invite Dr. Benjamin Musita to receive a souvenir for what you've started today on the 7th of August. Now, it's up to you to give it away, but I'm not standing here and I'm not saying anything, because at graduation when you're given a cup, you usually give it to your parents, but I don't care, even the MC. I don't mind it. So the PRO, you know. Yes, Dr. Benjamin, you want me to keep that for you? It's all right. Okay. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to ask the Chair Council to welcome and recognize what the chief guest has done for us. But before he does that, where would we be without the Alpha woman? Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for none other than, who has told you? You don't know the... okay, the statement has said it. Let us stand up. Let me see who will stand up. Let me even sit down. Professor Pauline Byakika-Kibwika, thank you so much. Please come and receive. Yes, surprise. Now that is Chair Appointments Board. Professor, let me hold that for you in a good way, in a good spirit.
Okay, thank you.
Allow me. Professor, allow me request you hand over this to the Appointments Board Chair. Not corruption, but just appreciating him to be here as a council member. Appointments Board, guys, clap, banang. Harmonization, clap. Promotions, clap. Wage bill. May I know where I belong? Okay, please.
She has just said the chief guest. Dr. Ggoobi, before I present to you, I think we need to read what is not written and listen to what has not been said. Why are these organizations and agencies and individuals focusing on one goal and speaking one voice? There is something I want to show you here, very interesting. Molly trained Nicholas and sent Nicholas to URA. Nicholas found Molly in URA and asked Molly to go to Bank of Uganda. Miri to go to Bank of Uganda. Richard is from Uganda Investment Authority, but he will tell you his background is STI, and when it came to the University of Science and Technology, he dropped what he was doing to come and connect with his background. And now, Molly, once she prints the money, Miri prints the money, Molly advises PSST on the figures on where to put the money, and Nicholas will collect and make sure the basket is full, and then Richard will start bringing in people and telling Nicholas, collect from this one, collected from this one. So it's not a mistake that they are speaking the same language. Dr. Ggoobi, the University of Science and Technology must appreciate your actions, your support, and everything that you have done to bring us to where we are now. So by this, we recognize the commitment and support that you have rendered to MoFPED, and especially the PEDEC project. We thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kisaka. When the PSST saw him, he's like, what are you doing here? You didn't tell us how you're connecting to this panel. Dr. Kisaka, do you want to tell us how you're connecting with the PSST? Huh. I might make a mistake. I still love my job.
Okay, when PSST came in and saw me here, he asked me, what are you doing here? I said, I'm a member of the MAST community. But he said, I deployed you elsewhere to make sure you address the objectives of of agricultural industrialization. I said that is exactly what we are doing. And as the National Agricultural Research Organization, MAST is one of our key partners, not only key partners, but also neighbors. And they gave me the assignment to sit on the University Council and also guide on appointments and promotions. And all of the issues of appointments and promotions, when I mentioned that, all of them were checked out. So we are just following processes now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kisaka. Finally, our chief guest. Everything, every successful event, every failed event has an organizing committee. The organizing committee of this event, please stand up for recognition. It was chaired by the university secretary, Mr. Kwatampora. I'll start in order. Vincent Kansime Kwatampora. Is it correct? Promotion. Thank you so much. The other was Mr. Agre, the procurement officer. Agre Aineviona. PS Amanyaviona. PSST, it means that he knows everything. That's why we had him on our committee. And Dr. Benjamin and I myself. Thank you so much. And Frida, who is in absentia, our secretary. At this moment, I'd request the Vice Chancellor to give a vote of thanks. And after the vote of thanks, we shall dissolve, the PSST will dissolve the assembly. We cut the cake, have a group photo, eat the cake, and go for lunch. Because I'm saying all this because I'm not supposed to speak after they have spoken. Order, vote of thanks, dissolve the assembly, cut the cake, anthems, press interviews, lunch, departure at will. There's no after party. So we are leaving immediately. Madam Vice Chancellor, the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Angela, our MC. When you have Amanyaviona on top management, Amanyaviona knows everything. It is good that we also have Kwatampora. Because Amanyaviona will take us at a very high speed, and Kwatampora will tell us, slow down, slow down. The guidelines tell you to do this. So we are in very safe hands. Thank you very much. On behalf of the MAST community, I'd like to thank you very much, our chief guest, for honoring our invitation and sparing your whole day. Actually 2 days, because you traveled yesterday and you're here with us today. That's a lot of time, so many hours taken away from your busy schedule. We want to sincerely thank you very much for this time you've given us, but not only for the time, for the brains behind MoFPED, because without you, Benjamin would not have done this. So we want to thank you very much for having taught him and taught him very well, plus all the other teachers in the room that taught Benjamin. Thank you very much. I want to thank all of you for having accepted our invitation and come here to spend the day with us. You have actually spent the whole day with us. Thank you very much. In all your respective capacities, those who have come from other universities, from the different agencies here, from the local government, and all of you staff and students of MAST and the community at large. Thank you very much. A special thank you to Peter Igaga. Thank you very much, Peter, for moderating our panel discussion. You actually provoked them to give us much more information than we knew. Thank you very much. And with those few words, I hand back to Angela to lead us to lunch. Thank you so much. Okay, sorry, we haven't cut the cake. Angela, is chief guest going to dissolve before we eat the cake? Okay, so can we cut the cake? So I hand back the microphone to you so that we can have the cake.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's cake cutting. That means celebration. I invite the panelists. Please come. And the guild president. Please don't talk bad about us to the students that we ate cake on you. Come and have cake with us. Chief guest, the honor. We usually have flower girls at the cake cutting. Let me identify one. I saw one from FIS. Sarah Nabachwa, the vote has fallen on you. A flower girl without a flower, and please come and cut the cake. The men are so many in this cake. Sarah, we're only waiting for you. Brisk walk. Let's hold the knife. No, the PSST holds the knife and we hold hands towards that. Don't cut him, accountability. In 3. Oh, Peter, do you want to cow? 3, 2, 1. Smile. 0. Pem, 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 pem. Hey, okay. There's a song I thought I would sing. Thank you, that's ceremonial. I invite the ushers to take away the cake. We do a group photo. They dissolve the assembly and we do the group photo. Let's take our positions.
By the powers entrusted to me, I declare the event closed.
Let's rise for the anthems, please. Let's rise for the anthems. Let's start with the You Must anthem. East African anthem, please. I prefer we take it live. E Mungu twaomba uyilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. O Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free for liberty, together we'll always stand. Lunch will be served at the serving centers. You'll find out there outside. I now invite the Vice Chancellor to lead the PSST for the press brief, and thereafter,